Hello and welcome back. For tonight's practice, you won't necessarily need any props, but you may wish to have 2 blocks around just in case. I'm going to grab a block right now to come into a comfortable seat, and you can do the same if you'd like, or find any comfortable seated position that works for you. Tonight's practice is all about feeling grounded. Maybe you're going through a midweek slump, so hopefully this will help you to feel grounded in the moment, to be able to be hopeful and look forward to the rest of the week. So find any comfortable seat that works for you and take a moment to close your eyes. Ground yourself into the present moment. Whatever that means for you. So maybe that means connecting with your breath, or perhaps just taking some time to unwind and let go of what happened today. And just take a moment to become really present. And if you haven't already, start to connect with your breath. Take long, full, deep inhales, followed by long, full, deep exhales. And keep this grounding connection to your breath throughout your whole practice. Really set a beat and a rhythm to your breath so that it can become the metronome of your practice. So wherever your body goes, your breath will always be a consistent driving force behind it. And when you feel ready and completely connected with that, keep this sense of groundedness even as you flutter your eyes open. Rest your hands onto your knees and create length in your whole back body. On an inhale, expand and open your chest forward toward the top of your mat. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other. Maybe even lift your gaze toward the sky. As you exhale, work the opposite action. Round your whole spine. Draw your navel in toward your back body and maybe look toward it. Inhale, expand and open through your chest. And exhale, round and curl in on yourself. Try to exaggerate the movements as you create deeper space between each joint, warming up your whole back body. Take one more breath in each direction. And on your next inhale, draw yourself back up to a neutral spine. Soften and relax your shoulders away from your ears. And slowly begin to rotate your rib cage in a circular direction. So you can move toward the left first and then peel your heart forward. Swing your rib cage toward the right and then toward the back of your mat, making a circular motion with your whole rib cage or moving your whole spine in this way. So take 3 rounds in one direction, moving toward the left first. And then switch and turn toward the right. And then slowly draw yourself back to neutral. And if you're sitting on anything, release it from underneath you. And come to sit like I am, just on your knees. Tuck your toes underneath. You can even reach your arms back behind you and include your pinky toes into the equation so you really feel grounded on the balls of your feet. And then squeeze your legs firmly toward each other. You're welcome to rest your hands onto blocks or directly to the floor. And draw in around your belly, ever so slightly round your spine. Focus your eyes to one point in front of you, a non-moving point that you can keep focus on to stabilize your balance. And then when you feel ready, maybe lift one knee off the floor or both, and you're welcome to keep your hands down to start. Squeeze your legs firmly toward each other and feel this grounding action as you root down into the balls of your feet. Maybe stay exactly as you are, squeeze the legs together, press down into your feet, or maybe if you feel stable, lift one hand and then the other to draw your palms to meet at your heart. Continue to squeeze your legs toward each other, root down into the balls of your feet, and feel this grounding sense of balance. Stabilize your breath, keep your eyes focused. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, gently and gracefully release back down and find your way into a tabletop position. Align your shoulders over your wrists and stack your hips over your knees and create length through your whole spine. Draw in around your belly, hug your navel towards your spine, and on your next inhale, reach and extend your right leg straight toward the back of your mat. Let it be roughly the height of your hip and really kick back energy through the ball of your foot. Spread your toes apart from each other. Imagine that you're kicking that leg back against a wall behind you. Now root down evenly into both hands and start to shift your weight into your right hand. Spread your fingers wide and gently grip at the mat with your fingertips. You have the option to stay as you are, or if it feels available to you, you can rise to the fingertips of your left hand. Continue to kick back through your right foot and maybe stay here, or if it feels available, you can stretch and extend your left arm forward in front of you. Find a counterbalance of energy as you reach your left arm forward and kick back with your right foot. Let this counterbalance stabilize your balance here. Draw in on the belly, actively press the floor away, create length in your whole spine. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly release your hand and your knee back down to the mat, and again elongate your spine. On your next inhale, stretch and extend your left leg straight to the back of the mat, roughly at the height of your hip. Flex your ankle, press out through the ball of your foot, and spread your toes apart from each other. Really send energy back through that leg. Root down into your left hand and maybe rise to your right fingertips. The option to stay here, or maybe if you feel stable in your balance, reach your right arm forward in front of you. Extend and lengthen out through your right fingertips and kick back through your left toes. Actively draw in on your belly to feel stability in your center. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, gently release your hand and your knee back down to the mat. Elongate your spine, draw in on your belly, and step your right foot followed by your left foot between your hands. Surrender the weight of your upper body toward the floor. Bend your knees as little or as much as you'd like here, and then catch a hold of opposite elbows. Relax the weight of your head and neck toward the floor. Let your whole upper body become heavy. And maybe keep a soft bend in your knees and gently sway your torso from side to side. Feel grounded as you root down into the earth with your legs, and then gently release your arms down toward the floor. They do not need to touch. Bend your knees fairly deeply, draw in on your belly, and slowly begin to round up through your whole spine, stacking bone on top of bone. Round slowly and gently all the way up to stand. Keep your knees bent the whole time. Once you find your way up to stand, come to stand at the top of your mat, and I'm going to turn to face towards you. And plant your feet roughly hip distance apart. Draw your palms to meet at your heart, and focus your eyes onto one still, non-moving point in front of you. Keep your eyes focused the whole time to help stabilize your balance. Now ground down into your left leg and rise up to the ball of your right foot. Actively hug in on your belly, three-dimensionally squeeze in around the midline and draw your navel in and up. Keep this sense of energy as you lift your right foot up off the floor. Immediately activate your right leg. Open your hip and turn your right knee toward the right. And you have a few options here. You can either release the ball of your foot to the floor and your heel into your ankle. You're welcome to place your whole foot onto your calf, or you can place your whole foot into your inner left thigh. Find the place that feels most stable for you. And then find a counterbalance of energy. Actively press your right foot against your leg and actively press your leg against your foot. Let these forces counter each other into a place of stability. Hug in around your belly and root down firmly into your standing leg. Send a catalyst of energy all the way up your whole spine and maybe reach your arms to the sky. You can take any arm variation that you like here. Elongate your whole back body. Stabilize your breath. Continue to breathe throughout the balance. And feel all the movement that happens within the balance. Ground yourself into this moment by following your breath. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly draw your hands back down to your heart if you lifted them. Soften your standing leg and release your right leg to wrap it over your left. Now you're welcome to release your toes to touch the floor. Maybe keep your toes lifted, or if it's available to you, you can double wrap your foot around your left calf. Open your arms out wide like wings, and then give yourself a hug. Cross your right arm underneath your left. Walk your hands toward each other on your back body. Soften your shoulders away from your ears, and either stay like this or bring the backs of your hands or the front of your hands to meet in an eagle bind. If you take this bind, inhale, stretch your elbows toward the sky, and exhale, press your forearms away from your face. Squeeze your legs and your elbows together and sink low into your seat. The lower your center of gravity, the easier the balance will become. Take a full breath in, and you have the option to stay here or exhale, begin to round into your back body and slowly draw your elbows toward your knees. Stabilize your breath. Breathe into this sense of balance. Ground down into your standing leg. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, slowly unwind, let everything release, and fold forward over your legs. Let your upper body become heavy. You can hold opposite elbows if you'd like. You can let your arms just dangle toward the floor. Choose a variation that feels nice for you in this moment. Maybe shake your head yes, shake your head no. Release any tension that may have built in your body. Softly bend into your knees. And on an inhale, slowly round up through your spine. Stack bone on top of bone as you draw yourself all the way up to stand. Keep your knees bent the whole way up. And again, come back into a neutral mountain pose with your feet roughly hip distance apart. Draw your palms to meet at your heart and bring your eyes to focus on one still, non-moving point. Ground down into your right leg this time and rise to the ball of your left foot. Energetically corset your waistline, hug in around your core, and when you're stable, lift your left leg up off the floor. Open your hip, turn your knee toward the left, and either choose to release the ball of your foot to the floor and your heel to your ankle, your whole foot to your calf, or your whole foot to your inner right thigh. Find which feels most stable to you. And then find the counterbalance of energy. Press your foot against your leg, press your leg against your foot. Root down firmly into your standing leg and send energy through your whole spine. Grow taller in your own body. And maybe reach your arms up toward the sky. Again, take any variation with your arms that you like. Keep your eyes focused on that one point and allow this to help stabilize your balance. And as you ground into your standing leg, notice how this affects your breath and your mind. Take a full deep inhale. And exhale, draw your hands back down to meet in front of your heart if you lifted them. Soften into your standing leg. Release your left leg and cross it over your right. And either release your toes to the floor, keep your toes lifted, or double wrap your foot around your calf. Open your arms out wide like wings and give yourself a hug, this time with your left arm underneath your right. Walk your hands toward each other and soften your shoulders. Either stay like this or bring the backs of your hands or the front of your hands to meet. And if you take this variation with your arms, send your elbows toward the sky, and then press your forearms away from your face. Squeeze your legs together, squeeze your arms together, and sink low into your seat. Stabilize as you ground down into your standing leg. And either stay as you are or take a full breath in. And exhale, round into your back body as you draw your elbows toward your knees and create a C curve through your whole spine. Stabilize your breath wherever you are. Find a steady rhythm as you breathe into this grounding balance. Take a full breath in and exhale slowly and gracefully. Unwind everything and surrender the weight of your torso over your legs. Let your body hang heavy toward the floor. Again, you're welcome to have your knees bent a little or a lot. On an inhale, draw your hands to your shins or your thighs and lift up halfway to elongate your spine. Stretch your tailbone behind you and reach the crown of your head forward in space. Exhale, soften and release back down to the floor. Bend your knees as little or as much as you'd like. I'm going to turn so you can see. And plant your palms to the floor to step back into a tabletop position, just like you began in. Elongate your spine and slide your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Wiggle your ankle as close toward your right wrist as you comfortably can, and then slide your back knee down your mat to release your hips toward either a prop or the floor. You're welcome to place a pillow or a block or a blanket underneath your right hip. Energetically draw your knees toward each other to help square your hips forward in space. And then inhale, elongate your spine. And keep this length as you exhale, slowly begin to fold forward over your front leg. And you're welcome again to place props underneath you here, maybe blocks or a bolster or a pillow, or maybe stack your hands to make a pillow for your head to rest your weight forward. Let the weight of your body sink into the earth. Allow yourself to soften and surrender into this release. After feeling your sense of stability and grounding, let yourself melt now into the ground. Take a full deep breath here. And on your next inhale, slowly lift the weight of your head and your torso. Plant your palms back down, roughly shoulder width apart. Slide your back knee in slightly so that you can release your right knee back into a neutral tabletop. Take any movements that feel nice. So you might want to sway your hips from side to side. Or maybe flow through a round of cat-cow. Give your body whatever feels good right now. And then when you're ready, slide your left knee to the outside of your left wrist and wiggle your ankle as close toward your right wrist as your body will comfortably allow. Tiptoe your back knee down the mat and release your hips either to props or to the floor. Find what feels most appropriate for you. Energetically draw your knees toward each other and notice how this brings your hips to face toward the top of your mat. Keep this and elongate your spine. And maintain this length as you hinge from your hips and fold forward over your legs, using whatever props you would like to support you. Once you find a comfortable position, allow yourself to relax into it. Feel the grounding sensations of literally folding in on yourself. Take a full deep breath. And on your next inhale, slowly lift the weight of your torso. If you're sitting on any props, release them from underneath you and shift your weight into your left hip to swing your right leg around in front of you. Draw the soles of your feet to touch and open your knees apart from each other. And you can choose how close or far away you'd like your heels to be from your pelvis. And you're welcome to sit onto props as well. And from here, elongate your spine. And exhale, strive to keep that length as you hinge from your hips and dive forward over your legs. Slowly rise back up. Keep your legs exactly as they are and come to lie down on your back. Rest your hands wherever they feel comfortable and close your eyes. Relax the weight of your legs completely, and you can also slide props underneath them or even make fists with your hands and slide them underneath your thighs to give you some extra support. Let yourself soften into this shape and allow gravity to do the work to create this grounding sensation. Now you're more than welcome to stay here and use this as your final resting pose, your Shavasana. If you'd prefer, you can stretch and straighten your legs forward in front of you and soften your arms by your sides. Either way, find a position that you can relax into and let yourself hold this shape for about 5 minutes if you have the time. Give yourself permission to become fully grounded as you release into the earth. This is where I will leave you today. So have a wonderful evening. Namaste.